What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. It is episode number 43, heading into today's episode on the back of our win over Burnley in the Cup. The treble hunt is on today. I did not think we'd be with a shot at the start of the season, but yep, here we are, and today we're playing all three competitions, starting off with Shakhtar Donetsk, first away in Ukraine and then at home as well. I believe, even though they're not playing at the Donbass Arena, their stadium, due to the war with Russia right now, I still believe they play there in the save, so looking forward to that, as it's one of my favourite stadiums in the save. But I have more big games in the Premier League right now as we aim to stay in what has been a ridiculous race on the coattails of the Gunners right now, 3 clear with 11 to go. And of course we will end with the FA Cup quarter-final against West Ham. A shot at Wembley for the first time in the save. The question is, will we bottle it or will we be making the final four in a domestic cup competition for the first time in the save? We'll find out. So first game today as we go treble hunting, it is indeed Shakhtar Donetsk away, heading into this game. And I've said it, we are no longer that little Ipswich Town team who were just trying to stay in the Premier League. Now I'm putting us as favourites for this Europa League. Ipswich won it back in 1981. I want it back in the cabinet. If we're going to do that, we're going to get through this round first. Shakhtar, first leg in Ukraine. Go on, Ipswich Town. The Donbass Arena, indeed, in the game. And, you know, it's genuinely probably my favourite stadium in the game. When I used to play Ultimate Team frequently, going back about 10 years ago now, I always used to have the Donbass Arena as my home team stadium. I just really like it. Like the interior is nice. It's a good size. The blue lighting at the top looks really cool. But also as well, like the exterior, even though you don't see the exterior in the game, it's also really clean looking as well. And it's a shame because of the war with Russia, they're no longer able to play there in real life. But yeah, if I ever got the chance to, I'd love to go and visit Donetsk, and I'd definitely go to the Donbass Arena too. As David Washington fires us in front, Mudryk back at his old team and getting the assist for the opener. Winning it back, they would finish, Ipswich with the goal advantage. Obviously, you know, Adley and Georgie right now with the injuries to the strike duo, and so that being the case, it's our backup strike duo who were once our main two, Delap and David together, trying to recapture that form and show they've still got it. Obviously, Delap signing that extension midway through the season, taking a rotational squad role for us. We appreciate that service for the team. But in this period here, he's going to be my main guy alongside the president. Nana in that CM role today. Back to Cristiano. Really struggling for chances out there. Got one for a turnover in possession. Other than that, I have really struggled to break down Shakhtar. But as Washington does find space here, back to Wharton. And just keeping hold of it. If you can't find that opening, don't force it. Because you'll find it eventually. You just need to be patient. Washington almost got our second as we try and get ourselves a cushion heading back to East Anglia. I feel confident taking out Shakhtar in the second leg, so as long as we don't surrender this lead in the first leg, I think we'll be okay. It's one of those where it's like, when you're at home in the second leg, if you can take a lead of any kind heading back home, that's all you really need at times, because, you know, if you're stronger at home, which most teams are, you keep a clean sheet, you're through, you know, and you get a goal, and, you know, your league grows on aggregate as well. So really, I always say this, if you only win the first leg 1-0, oftentimes that's all you need, but instead, we should be winning it 2-0. Delap denied with a minute to go, but yeah, even though we missed a couple of chances to extend the lead on aggregate, I still think we'll be making it through this tie. Ipswich going back to East Anglia with a 1-goal lead. So again, at Portman Road, keep a clean sheet, which we often do. I'll be into the quarterfinals. Totally fine with this result. Man, it is hard to score goals in FC. Even playing as attack-minded as I do in a 4-2-4, playing quick, expansive football, I still find it so difficult. But anyway, heading into the following game where Arsenal held, note they won once again. 2-1 at home to Nottingham Forest as they take a 6-point gap. If we are going to stay with them heading into the final 11 games, we've got to keep on winning ourselves as well. Brighton also not out of this title race yet, neither is Spurs. I don't think you can rule out Chelsea either, but I'd say the best two favourite teams that are here, us and Arsenal, to win the title. The two favourites, I should say. So, following game, Newcastle away at St James Park. Always a tough game where, again, need to match Arsenal's result to keep pace with them. Big game here in the North East. Go on, Ipswich Town. I think it's a couple of things, really. One is mental. You know, it's a mental aspect for me. It's like I always think I'm going to miss, you know, having that kind of negative mindset I've got, which I'm continuing to try and work on. but I just have like zero confidence in myself. So like every time I'm going through one-on-one, I'm like, oh, I bet I'll balls this up, you know. And then the second thing is that I just think that, like, as we mentioned before, you know, goalkeepers against you oftentimes turn superhuman. You know, you can't do much about that. But also precision finishing. You know, precision finishing over the past couple of years has made it harder, as Bulka makes a brilliant save there, to be more accurate with your shots, which is brilliant. You know, back in the day, you know, if you put the shot, you know, even close to the goal in terms of your direction, it was practically always going to go towards the corner and be so accurate. But now, precision finishing is just that. You've got to be a lot more accurate in your direction. You don't get the help from the game anymore, which again is brilliant. It adds to the challenge. Oh, Newcastle in this first half as well. Really need an opportunity. Kodiosho! What a goal to give us the lead. You know, I mentioned recently I don't chip the ball as much now because, speaking of finishing, you know, you go back 2 or 3 FIFAs ago and literally every time you chip the ball it was so accurate and all you needed to do was get the trajectory right. It's so much more difficult now, but let me tell you, if you can pull it off, it is so cool because it loops over the keeper, drops underneath the bar, and when your player's running away without even looking at the ball, it's like in a superhero movie when he's walking off with the explosion going on behind him. It's the coolest thing in the world. It looks so clean. Luke with the opener, Ipswich in front. That was his first goal of the league season as well. I'm not surprised though, because, you know, he's had 2, you know, sort of like mid-term injuries, if you will, this season, stunting his growth, stunting his game time. But when he's fit, he's a player, man. It's just the injuries have really stopped him becoming what you'd call world class, but still leading by 1, undeservedly so. Worth pointing out, we're totally in front against the run of play here. But hey, I don't mind one bit. If we can hold on to it, as that finds Washington, sorry, who's denied by Leno, and Newcastle will get it away. If we can grind this out, that 1-0, keeping us in pace with Arsenal. Hey, I'm going to take it every day of the week. I say this all the time, but champions, they find a way to win when they haven't played well. And, you know, we haven't won anything yet, so we've never been champions. But we're aspiring champions. That's what we've got to start doing. And right now, I've got Newcastle absolutely penned in their own penalty area. They can't get out. We've had like 5 corners in a row. But did Davis get a knock there? Oh, he did indeed as well. And in an injury-plagued season, that's the last thing you want to see. The captain take a knock, and hopefully that'll just be a bruise. It seems like every outfield player has had an injury at some point this season. No one is safe. As Downs heads it back, it will drop to Garner. We know he can strike him. He's got Washington with him. And Hassan to Garner. That's okay. All right, just keep hold on. Let me concentrate, because we've got a man over. And there he is. Just needed to be patient, probing, wait for the opening, and oh, that was almost a dagger. I think that is probably going to do it. Tough start to the game, but once we grab the game by the scruff of its neck, we never let it go. And once again, whilst we might not have added to the goal tally, the win is the most important thing, and we'll claim it. The only negative is that knock for Leif Davis, and I've got a feeling it might be a broken toe. My fingers are crossed it'll be a bruise, but if that's a broken toe in 3 months, that's a skipper out for the season, and that'll be a disaster. Yeah, here we go. Fingers are crossed, but I think it was probably a broken toe, because he did, I mean, it was hard to see because obviously we went straight to the corner, but I think it was probably, I mean, you see there on the right-hand side, it doesn't look good already. I'm pretty sure it was a broken toe for the skipper. Let's find out. Sprained knee. So it's not 3 months, it's 1, and he'll come back at the start of April. He's still going to miss some really crucial games, including that FA Cup quarter-final, but thankfully it's not a season ender for Leaf. A blow though, he, Adley and Georgie now out, 3 of our star players down. So I think what I'm going to do as Wharton says he wants a bit more game time, and now he's going to get it. What I'm going to do, and I flirted with this at the start of the season, is I'm going to ask Adam to go and play left back, because obviously Mumba can play there and he can do alright. We can feel Jacob Greaves in there too, but to me, Adam Wharton, I said this before, I genuinely think with the range of stats he's got, you know, he's not the quickest, but he's got enough pace. He's not got bags of energy, but he's got enough stamina. He's not the best crosser, but it's decent enough. And to me, I said before, I genuinely think if he wants to, he's so young in his career, if he wants to, he can definitely become a really good left-back, and that is where I'll fill him in, as Downs and Garner will now be our CM. Oh, and of course, don't forget, Gibbs White is down. I keep talking about Georgie and Adley. Gibbs White is obviously done for the season as well, so we're missing 4 of our regular starters in the first 11. Man, oh man, if we're going to win this treble, we've got to do it the hard way, seriously. And heading into the following game, second leg against Shakhtar Donetsk. To be fair though, I don't think this will be too difficult. Touch wood, fingers crossed. Leading by a goal, heading back to Portman Road. Keep a clean sheet tonight in East Anglia, which we often do, and we'll be through to the quarterfinals. Let's make it through with minimal fuss. Come on, Ipswich Town. Yeah, our chances of winning the treble, I feel, get reduced with every injury. 4 regular starters. And not just, anyone, but like 4 of our most important players. The skipper, the heartbeat, and both our strike duo. I mean, that's tough, honestly. And don't forget, during the season, we've had injuries to Luca, we've had injuries to Gonzalo. I mean, we've had injury after injury after injury all season long. So if we do win silverware, where it's 1-2 or the treble, you got to give us some credit, man, for battling through this. But hey, listen, it's a long way off. We've only just begun March. Keep your eyes on the prize. And don't let it slip. Oh, thank God for that. Terrible strike. And Bulk with a comfortable save. Probably should have held on to it, really. But Shakhtar almost find the leveller. That is a rare, poor miss from the AI on Ultimate. Normally, they are lights out when they're running through one-on-one like that. A little bit lucky, and we will take it. We haven't had much luck this season, so I'll certainly take the bits of good luck we do get. Still tied at 0. It's been an awful game. Shakhtar literally dominating possession. I cannot get the ball off them, and that's how we got the goal in the first leg. We only really got one proper good chance in the first half because of a poor pass. Their passing, their slow tempo, all throughout the tie, it's been the same. It's so hard to get the ball off them. This is horrible to play. This is literally, it's like Piggy in the middle. Genuinely, it's like I'm just chasing shadows and I'm just watching them pass it. It's not exactly what you'd call fun. But hey, listen, 15 to go. If they want to dominate possession to a 1-0 loss on aggregate, fine by me. I'll take the clean sheet and I'll take going through. But it's been an awful game. Look at that in the top left there, the disparity. They've basically had double the amount of passes and barely misplaced them at all. It's been just. This is the whole tie, really. They're not going for goals. They just want to win a possession battle. This is ludicrous. I mean, other than the one chance they had in the first half that they bottled, this has been the whole game. Literally, them just passing the ball sideways and backwards at times. When it's you're going out, guys. You need a goal. But the whole game, it's just been me running around. This is just awful. Listen, I love how the gameplay is getting more realistic and how, it's, as we know in modern day football, possession is so important, but there is a point where you need to try and get goals, guys. They missed one chance in the first half and they said, well, that's it, it's time to give up. Let's just try and win the possession battle, moral victory. That's one of the worst games I've ever played. That was so dull. Literally, if I had the instant replay there, I would gladly go and show you the final half an hour of in-game, basically already the whole second half was literally them just passing the ball around. Guys, you're a cold town, you have to go for goals, otherwise you're going out. Moral victory kept us scoreless, but they also kept us from getting the ball. Draw for the corners, and we don't know yet. This is something I really don't like from EA as well. Bring back the graphic. Bring back the draw. Seriously, we'll be taking on, where is it, Europa League, quarterfinals. We still don't know. I think it'll probably be in the calendar, to be fair. So, you've got the match rescheduled email and the tournament prize money. So, yeah, it's probably been drawn already. And there it is. Eintracht Frankfurt, first leg at home and then second leg away in Germany. But it's why is it not there? The draw's been made. We know who we're facing. Why are you not showing me the other quarterfinal ties? EA have definitely taken a step back in that regard for this season. But anyway, before that Fulham game, Southampton play host to Arsenal. And Mr. Martin, if you can do me a massive favour and hold those Gunners, I would really, really appreciate it. Because the gap is 3, but they could extend it back to 6 with a win at St Mary's. Please, Russell Martin, did you do us a favour? No, they did not. It's Arsenal's to lose, man. It is Arsenal's to lose. 6-point gap. We got the game in hand. Even Brighton, to be fair, is staying in touching distance. But we need a slip up from Arsenal. Otherwise, we are not going to win this championship. 10 games to go. All we can do is do our best. I often say it, when you're hoping for favours from other teams, it's like inheritance. You know, it will be nice to get it, but you should never expect it. Following game, Fulham at home as we go for 3 points, which will cut the gap back to 3 points. Come on, Ipswich Town. All we can do is do our job from here. Honestly, man, that last second loss to Arsenal now hurts even more because, let's say hypothetically we do win this game. If we would have held on to the point there in North London, we would only be behind them on goal difference, but instead, we need favours now. We've got to have at least one favour, otherwise, even if we win all of our games, we won't be champions. 10 minutes in, Fulham got to be a banker here as we go in search of an early goal. Again, missing 4 of our starters. Who's going to stand up and be counted? Maybe our club record signing, our most expensive contract, Gonzalo Inacio, 1-0. Oh, it's worth pointing out we weren't really getting on with Gonzalo at the start of the season. He was struggling early doors as that shot by Ollie Watkins goes harmlessly wide. But, you know, it's literally been, I'm not even going to say the theme of the past 2 seasons, the theme of the save, really. You know, starting off poorly but taking accountability and then turning it round. I mean, practically all of our signings recently have been doing that, you know. Gonzalo, Georgie, others who I can't think of. But, Washington, surely, tap in please, Mr. The Lap. And he ends a mini goal drought to make it 2. And I think even 20 minutes in, this might be a good, strong win to not only cut the gap to 3, but hopefully, touchwood, fingers crossed, we'll keep up this intensity, get a few goals to cut into that goal difference deficit as well, which it might come down to due to how tight this league table is. We've got the 2 goals, but let's do something we don't normally do. Try and score about 3 or 4. Oh, Bulka, of course. How can we forget Bulka? Started off as our replacement as he makes a good save there on cue for Muric. He was dropping clanger after clanger. I mean, he had a terrible start as the replacement for Muric, but then what did he do? He took accountability, he got better. He had those famous penalty saves in the Champions League shootout, and he ended up winning a Golden Glove in the league as well. So it's been a theme of the save, really. So second half underway. Oh, what a touch, Ollie Watkins. What a player he is, and he ain't going to miss that one. Absolutely no way. And that was coming, to be fair. Fulham had a strong end to the first half, and now they started the second half, chipping away at that deficit, down to 1, cut in half. And it's the ex-Aston Villa man with a great turn and a burst of pace as well. 2-1, still in the lead, but got to tighten up now if we're to see out these 3 points. Fulham are really in the ascendancy now, playing some great football as well. And as Adam Wharton does really well in at left back for the skipper. I think we've got to grind this out now. We were in control, but now we've lost it. And if we can restore the 2-goal cushion, I think that will knock the stuffing out of Fulham, but game over. Yes! That'll do it. That will do it. Fulham gaining momentum. We put a stop to it. The President with our 3rd, and that will do it. When you are playing catch-up and you require slip-ups, well, I've said it. It's never a good feeling because you know, even your absolute best, even if you do all the right things, you still may come up short. It's been something which, again, I've felt in my life as well. When something's out of my control, I just lose so much motivation. 'Cause it's like, even if I do my absolute best, I still may not get what I want, you know, I still may fail. But when things are in your control, that's when I'm like, okay, game time, let's do this, you know. And unfortunately for Ipswich, we have the shoe on the other foot right now and desperately requires someone to take points off the Gunners. But these 3 points are ours. And if we can chip away at that goal difference as well, that would really help. Liam Delap for the 4th. There it is. Biggest and best win in a while. And these are the wins where you don't just grind out the 1-0, but you win big and you restore a bit of confidence as well. We've done that. Not just a win, but a big win. Arsenal, we know it's in your destiny, but we ain't going away. We're going to keep the pressure on for as long as we can. And And as Newcastle win the Carabao Cup, the first major domestic English honour won this season in a repeat of the 2023 final. I always find that so cool, you know, when a team like wins a final when they'd lost one against the same opponent recently. But anyway, heading into the next game, West Ham at home in the FA Cup quarter-final. And again, our first shot at getting to Wembley. Nice little unbeaten run for the Tractor Boys. And if we win this game as well, heading to the home of football in England for the first time in the same. I can't believe it's taken this long before we've even got a chance. Let's not blow it here at Portman Road against West Ham. In the quarterfinals, or I'd say we wanted the Ferries to go and win it. Let's make the final four this afternoon. Come on, let's switch down. You know, one thing for me, which I would say is always going to be one of my favourite dates in the calendar, is FA Cup semi-final weekend. Not just a final, obviously, you know, you're going to watch that anyway, but I love the semis, you know, I really do love a good semi. It's like, just the hope, the despair if you don't make it. I mean, last year we had, like, you know, the Coventry Manchester United semi. It was a classic. I mean, the fight back, and when Coventry thought they almost won it in extra time, albeit to be heartbroken by the decision. And then, of course, to lose it on the spot kicks as well. I mean, it was just one of those incredible... It's been so many iconic semi-final ties over the years. And yeah, people often say, like, you don't remember, like, you know, who the losers were. You only remember who won it. But sometimes that's not always the case in a good semi, you know. And there's been some good ones over the years, too. It's just the elation if you win and despair if you don't. And we've experienced it on both sides. 2004... winning the FA Cup semi as Bulker makes a brilliant save there against Sunderland at Old Trafford, but also losing a semi-final about a decade ago as well as Mohamed Kudus opens the score in here and possibly will be giving Ipswich not their first Wembley appearance. Well, I said we wanted the favourites to win it, but now a goal down in the first half. If we are going to do it, going to have to come from behind. Our clean sheet streak over, but it was in the last game actually, but got to make sure we get back on level terms quickly here. Come on. Come on. Can't bottle this. I would probably say this is our most winnable of the three competitions. This is going to be a bottle. This is a great West Ham team, as we know. But well, I said we were one of the... Oh, how has that gone all the way through? I said we were one of the favourites. Going out here at home, where we're normally much stronger, would be an absolute disaster. And that probably should have been 2. We're 4 into the restart, and yeah, I'd say this is the most winnable of the 3. Going out in the quarters, unacceptable. Honestly, the difficulty to win a trophy this year, I mean, it's going to be so much harder than before. It's over, 7 to play. And for the first time in the save, getting to the corners but going no further. The wait to reach Wembley goes to another season. The treble dreams are over. And I think the most winnable of the 3 has now gone. Ipswich Town are out. I can't believe we lost that. I really, really can't. Didn't play well enough though. Simple as that. Didn't play well enough. Beaten by the better team on the day. You've got to admit it. You've got to accept it. And we are out, and I really felt this year, you know, even if we wouldn't have gone all the way to win it, I really thought we'd at least reach the final, or at the very least, a final 4, and we would have had Nottingham Forest in the semis, so I reckon we could take out with them right now, bottom. Honestly, what a bottle job. And a second bottom now, but even so, if not this year, then when? We have blown it. And before that game against Spurs, that'll be our final one today on Wednesday. On Tuesday, Arsenal play before us, and we need a slip up. If they don't slip up, we ain't going to win the title, man. We've got Spurs on Wednesday night, and if they've gone 6 clear again with only a few games to go, we ain't going to do it. It's over. There will not be a domestic honour in the cabinet come the end of the season. There's no way we're going to do it. And now taking on Spurs, who, well, I think that the open title race has now become a 2-horse one, or possibly 3, but Spurs trying to cling on to a Champions League spot. Massive game at Portman Road. And what a match. What a tough one to try and bounce back in here to keep pace with Arsenal, if nothing else, and keep ourselves in the title race heading into the final 8 games. Spurs at home in our episode closer, or after 1 win in 3, we need a heck of a response here against Postecoglou's side. Pick yourself up, move on to the next one, put it right next time out. Come on, Ipswich Town. What's it going to take? You know, what is it going to take for us to make a major final? What's it going to take for us to win a major honour. What do we need? What are we lacking? We've spent big. We've brought in some big names. We've developed great players. What is stopping us from taking that next step? I don't think there's any doubt about it now. Whilst the irony is we're not playing in the Champions League this season, we finished top 4 last year. We are good enough to be a Champions League team. But what is it going to take for us to take the next step? What do we need? What do we need? Spurs looking to do their North London rivals a massive favour. They didn't do it last year against Man City. But here at Portman Road, leading by a goal. Because they know that top 4 is something they desperately want. Oh, I'm blowing this. Absolutely bottling it. Great to have Davis back in the team, don't get me wrong. But we're missing Adley and Georgie. I mean, I know we scored 4 against Fulham. But, I mean, without both of them, missing one is bad enough. Missing both is a disaster. But Liam said, oh, come on, mate, don't forget about me. Don't forget about me. 1-1, but great to get the goal, but we need another one. Davis to Ghana. Son ahead, he'll find him. Moses. Got to play striker out there with David too tired for this one. Mudryk gets it back. He gone. He's on. He squeezed it in. Oh, Vicario just about keeps it out at the near post, but tends to go for the break. Turn momentum on its head, and now we need to find a goal to get in front. Free header! Come on! Gonzalo! Second in, I think, how many games now? 5? With a big one anyway. And Ipswich in front. No, hang on. It was Fulham he scored against, wasn't it? So it's actually 2nd and 3 for the big Portuguese centre half. 3rd of the season as well, as that is up in the air dangerously. Hassan onside, off the post, but rebound turned in. Come on, what a turnaround! Moses gets his own rebound. Look at that, Moses Malone. It's 3-1. Ipswich, 2-goal cushion. Come on, boys, we need, and I mean need this. Okay, alright, second half begins. We've got a 2-goal cushion, but with our leaky defence recently, believe me, there's a long time for Spurs to make this up. And right on cue, they've got one back. Endrick with the goal. And it's 3-2. Come on, we just had a 2-goal cushion. Don't throw this away. Do you know what? I might play like Shakhtar Donetsk did now and just pass the ball around. Sod going for goals. Just got to see this out. Cardio show. On. No, and every turnover in possession now, I'm going to fear the absolute worst. Every turnover. There's 33 minutes. Am I really going to try and time waste for 33 minutes? And I feel like I need to, because every time Spurs come forward, I think they're going to score. Bulka went in, mate. Don't overcommit. Don't overcommit. That's a cracking ball. What a ball. Peg back. Inafio with him. Oh, no. Brian's gone. Oh, my God. Christiansen winning, son, and just... That's fine. O'Brien, do you mind just, like, you know, trying to play through the pain? Because, honestly, we are dropping, like, this is ridiculous. The challenge, unbelievable. As Ghana chips it. Mudryk. Hassan. Moses. Get in! Probably his finest performance in blue. The side of the double. Ipswich, 2 goals in front again. Can't throw this away. One of the tensest games of FC I have played this year. But after conceding early, we turned the game on its head. Just about kept Spurs at bay and then got the dagger through Moses. And in a battle between the Wonder Kids, it's Hassan beating Endrick to ensure his team get a massive 3 points. The treble dreams have gone, but at least for now, we stay in the hunt for a league and European double. But that'll do it for today's episode, guys. Massive thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you had, please drop a like. Trust you all have a fantastic day. I'll return in the next one as we try our absolute best to keep pace with Arsenal, and we'll have the Europa League quarterfinals against Eintracht Frankfurt. Have a great day. Much love, and I'll see you for the next episode very soon.